Hi, I'm Monte Wright. I'm the lead pastor at Snoqualmie Valley Alliance Church. And this portion of the video is going out to those of you who are senior pastors, or if you're on the board of your church. I want to give you just a quick word from my heart to you about family camp. Now, a lot of times senior pastors don't go to family camp, and sometimes the reasons they don't go is because they think it's going to be a really intense work week for them, and if it's the only week a year that they get off, then they want to spend it not in an environment where they're ministering all the time. I want to give you a couple options to think about. Number one, my board and the churches that I've served have always sent me to family camp, and one, they've paid for my whole family to go, and Canby Grove has also made that even a more affordable offer, if you haven't noticed this year, but they're making it really easy for lead pastors to get to family camp. But then the board's always picked up the rest for me. And number two, our board has never counted that as my vacation week. So I want you to think about a couple things. Number one, if you're on the board, send your senior pastor. Make sure he gets here, and don't count it as his vacation, because the week and the time that he gets to spend here on the grounds of Canby Grove with folks from the church, some of the best spent days of the entire year. I've had opportunity this week, well, one, to baptize 3 people from our church while I was here, and to have some conversations that are just incredible, that you never get in day-to-day church life. And as a lead pastor, be looking and praying this year, who are some of those key influencers in your church? Who are some of the people who can develop small groups? Who are some of the people who are great with sharing their heart with other people? Invite them, hang with them, invest in them next year at Canby Grove, because the year after that, they will invest in some other people. And pretty soon, before you know it, you will have a huge group, maybe even your entire church. Do you imagine that, your entire church spending a week together in an atmosphere like Canby Grove, where God is present, developing the kind of community which you preach about and talk about and long for, yet we rarely see in the church? I tell you what, this week I've experienced community with a lot of the folks from my church on levels that just can't happen in the regular world. So I really encourage you, make the effort. Be here next year. Invest in some key people from your church, and boards, make sure your lead pastor gets here and bless them with a week of God centricity while your pastor connects with God and with people from your church.